Hey guys, a little bit longer post today. I'm going to start out with prayer. I think that's really effective for the beginning of your day. That's why when we want to do something in the morning with the Lord, that's why we do it in the morning. So our whole day is set with peace, love, joy, just like we're not so much in the flesh because we're in the spirit. So, God, I just pray for people that feel like in this season that they're unseen. God, I just pray that you would show them that they're seen by you 24/7. 7-Eleven. In Jesus' name. And I'm going to talk about that because I feel like prophetically, I feel like this is like a season. Well, I work in the entertainment industry. I'm an actress. So what they say when they're moving on after they've done a scene for it can take anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 hours doing takes over and over and over again and say one more take, one more. But then when we've moved on, we say, well, the director says new deal. So I really feel like that's what's happening, at least in my life. I feel like God's telling me there's a new deal. If you feel like there's going to be a new deal in your life, please write in the comments, new deal. If you like this content, please follow. I'm trying to get very consistent about posting. I understand people like 1 minute reels because they just give you that inspiration for the minute that you need it, but sometimes you need 10 minutes. So this is one of those. And what I want to talk about is basically when we feel unseen. In my previous video, I was talking about the cocoon and how, let me just go in depth a little bit more with that, is when we go into that cocoon where God is shaping us, molding us into the butterfly. Remember, previously we were a bottom feeder. We were scrounging for things. We were on the ground of life, right? So God's developing those muscles in order to become wings to fly on faith. So it's not like God's trying to isolate you in a way that is mean or is trying to hurt you in a way. That's what the enemy says. But what happens in the cocoon is something that gets rid of this old flesh, the dead man, the old man that used to live by the world's standards. And the world's standards is you have to be seen to be noticed. You have to say something to be heard. You have to just be this peacock of a person in order to be picked, so to speak, for the job, for the role, for whatever. And God's trying to say, hey, first of all, the world's standards is about them. In this heavenly standard, it's not about you. It's about God. And that's what you're going to learn in the cocoon. And that's what's going to give you faith. And that's what's going to grow your wings. And once you get to an understanding of God's trying to build your character rather than your popularity, then you're going to understand that when he gives you favor, it's worth a lifetime of labor. Like, literally, Joseph, if we go back to the Bible, he was a prisoner that became a governor in literally, like, a moment. like, that's just not even possible. Only God could do something like that. And so you have to realize God's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And he can do that in your life. But what you have to realize is Joseph, you could be jealous that, hey, he's governor, he's such, he's got this great position, which we compare ourselves to people. We're like, oh my goodness, they're, famous or whatever, rich or whatever, or successful. And how do you know what they went through to get there? How do you know what kind of faith they had? You just don't know what people go through. So jealousy and envy and comparison is gonna be your thief. It's gonna be your thief. But if you allow God to take you through that metamorphosis, the cocoon, the getting in your prayer closet with him and not feeling like, hey guys, I'm fasting, I'm praying, look at me. That's something that caterpillars do. That's something that the world does. If you truly want to be in faith with God, you just have to trust him where you're currently at. So that can be difficult. Every day can be like, feeling like those muscles are getting stronger. And that's that hurts. It's a painful process. And no matter what stage you're at, there's always going to be room for growth, for pruning, for more fruit. And you want that. So just remember, you want fruit. And unfortunately, when you get fruit, the pruning comes. And that's just a part of the process. So it's not to say, oh, get over it or whatever. It's just, I'm just here to say that you're not alone. You're not alone. And whatever battle you're facing, there's somebody going through it. There's somebody who's going through cancer. There's somebody who's going through a financial loss. There's somebody who's going through a divorce. If you're going through it, somebody in the world is going through it too. And it's not to... These things are like really tough. But that's why God connects us. He connects us with other people who say, hey, like, I got through the loss of my father. I got through the loss of my dad. I got through the loss of my mother. Whatever it is. That's why we're the hands and feet of Jesus. Because we can comfort each other. We can serve each other. We can help each other. So I pray that this platform and community is a place where you feel like you can reach out to each other. So I pray that you just feel like faith on this channel. You feel faith and you feel like God is working in your life, and it's really what I want for you. That's really what my prayer is for you to feel uplifted.